Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Virgo. So the sun has moved into Cancer and is giving the light to the moon in Virgo. Aleister Crowley, and for you I picked Salvador Dali and the Holy Grail, the love connected with the moon, but now in the sun, right? There's an oxymoron happening in this energy of Cancer, the Chariot, the success. We see that you who holds the lantern, the knowledge, and in the lantern, when you turn it around, you see this little child or this fetus that is being born out of the light, out of this lantern, and you are here connecting with that deeper aspect of self when we look through the moon, which is always that moment where we recognize that there is a deliverance, that there is something in me that wants to liberate itself out of the dualities that you have united so beautifully deep within you. And here we know how to manage the dualities through the third eye, right? The third eye checks with the dualities, the black and the white. And so then the seventh star above, which you also have this jewelry above you, is that moment of deep enlightenment. And this is just sun and moon, right? Today, speaking to you. The yoga position for Cancer is Ashvasanchalanasana, high lounge. We become the success by uniting deep within us this position of the Chariot, the high lounge. And for you, my dear Virgo, I gave you, of course, mountain pose, because you're up in the mountain again with the Anjali Mudra, the Namaste. You are uniting deep within you the masculine and the feminine pointing down, right? Within the cosmic egg, and up above you the symbol of Mercury, because you're ruled by Mercury. And of course, Cancer is ruled by the moon. So this is speaking to you today, the fourth house of family and the sixth house of health. So we see what now here this reading is gonna wanting to tell you. Your court card is the Caballero de Oros. This is the only court card that doesn't have a coin in its hand, and in Rider-Waite he is sitting on a black horse. Here Salvador Dali gave you a white horse, very interesting, right? And so the coin has vanished, but you are the one that has that inspiration that gives through the seed, the new seed that you're planting and waiting for it to harvest, which is always in September. We harvest the fruit of our labor. You are ready to actually take action, because now you have one leg up. Here in this deck he's not moving at all, but here at least now you are moving a leg. Is your birthday between August 13 and September 11, then this is your court card. If not, please look in the description below. I have listed all the court cards down below. Back to the last reading, you had Cancer Sun giving Virgo Moon the light. So you're getting actually a second reading with Cancer Sun, and that's very special, right? Not everybody gets that. And the message was moving forward into the age of possibilities, because you had here the age of Aquarius, and you had the white horse moving forward, right? And that was the message, that you have now a horse that is like moving. Before you were like standing still, right, in this deck. So there is something that's saying, well, move on, move forward, move into the age of possibilities. And so we're going to look into this reading, because it's a second reading, what now Cancer wants to tell you again, right? Because you getting a second reading, there is something that wants to be told about how you successfully bring the Holy Grail forward, right? Because this is why you're getting a second time the message here. You, the sixth house of health, is very important for you to always recognize the health issues that sometimes can affect you. So it's very important that you understand you only can heal yourself, right? Because this card means healing, a deep healing, because you are the healer, right? And so actually Cancer as well, she is the healer as well. So I think there is a big healing message coming to you today. So we begin on the position of the Fool, which is that foolish idea, which is that crazy idea to come here now into your balance. And in this deck, Visconti Sforza Tarot, we have a horse jumping over her head, and it's a white horse. Well, guess what? You're facing the left spinning path. This is the path of the soul. But here you're jumping to the right spinning path. And this is the path of the human. And it's almost like you're split in the way you want to live your life. You want to live your soul path. But here Libra, on the position of the 8th card, right? Not the 11th card, is actually telling you to go out into the world and to give the meaning of your soul to the people. Now the Fool is also sitting on a horse, and the horse is covered with a butterfly wing. And interesting enough is that the person sitting on this horse is Bernabo Visconti, who was 1323, getting the town of Milano. And here we have the Visconti Sforza Tarot. And so this foolish idea is almost historically telling you to be more just, because he was quite a fighter. He was quite someone that wanted just to have everything that he saw, and he was a fighter and he was a warrior, and you can see that he is going into the human path, right? He's not going into the soul path. Most decks he goes to the left, here he goes to the right, and today you get a right spinning reading, which is connected with the spin of the earth to the right around its own axis in 24 hours. And you are recognizing now that the human path here that you are taking is calling you to take action, is calling you to actually say, well, what do you want? Do you want the soul path or do you want the human path? And here the human path, there is the Libra, the sword, the balance, also the stillness, right? Do you want stillness, which is then the horse that goes also in this direction, or do you want to actually connect with a deeper consciousness? And so there is a very important message already coming to you through this foolish idea where you are like wondering, okay, what I'm gonna do? And you are taking this step into the human path, into the action. And so on the position of the Magician, it's here Salvador Dali, that is the magician, right? This is the personal magic that he's taking on. And the interesting part here is that here is the Last Supper, and he has put himself as Jesus Christ in the center, and the 1 and the number 22, a portal, the ghost dance. It's almost like if you're taking a step here into this ghost dance landscape, it's almost like this person here has become her, and it's almost like you are holding on to something that is not working anymore, and the step in here is almost saying, well, liberate yourself from her, right? She's the number 8 here in this deck. Usually it's the number 11. The Justice is usually coming after Virgo and not before Virgo, and the 8 is Leo, which was the reading right before. So there's a lot of messages coming here through, and 22 and the 1 creates then of course a 23, which is then the 5 senses. Control the 5 senses, because sometimes they are controlling us, right? To the within and to the window without. And so here you are with the number 22 getting a message, a clear message that you have to liberate yourself from whomever this person is to you, because she has become a ghost. And then on the position of the High Priestess comes the Last Judgment. So there's a 2-2 portal again up. Here's a 2-2 portal, and with this 2 is 3 times the 2, which is the empowerment. Take the empowerment back out of this ghost dance, because you get the intuition, the 2 of the High Priestess telling you, well, you gotta liberate yourself. You are needing to liberate yourself from the person that holds you in this ghost dance, because it's almost like your magic is, because of that, not clear, because you are here in a fog. And so take back, jump over her. You jump over her, and you see here the ghost dance. Jump also over the 22 to this 2. So you have 3 times the 2. And of course you have also the 2 above. So jump over that. And then you will find your newfound intuition again. A new cycle, a new aeon, a new time is wanting to be lived. Wow. Then on the position of the Empress comes here the Cancer, the Chariot. Then you will understand that Cancer is speaking to you very clearly through the Empress, right? Cancer has the Holy Grail in his hand, and you will find again a deeper success if you take over again your consciousness, your state of consciousness. And the 3 and the 7 creates a 10, and then the 10 is a new 1, and that 1 is you can begin new, because here there is your personal power, your personal nature that you are taking on. Then you find again that here in Salvador Dali's Empress, this is Gala, and Gala had quite power over him, and so he painted her, he gave her the face, right, in the Empress here. And you are now empowering yourself by coming back to who you truly are, and then the success will come back to you. On the position of then Cancer comes the 3 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords is again that moment where you have a painful memory of Saturn in Libra, and we have Libra here. Libra is letting you know that with the sword and with the balance in her hand, she's almost empowering you to become her, because it's very interesting, the white horse that's saying, no, I don't want to go in this direction, because after Virgo comes Libra, and maybe you have to grow into the understanding, accepting of what Libra represents, and you cannot be a knight anymore. You're called to become a little bit more now like a Libra energy, which is justice, which is stepping out into this world. And you see the dark horse is turning into the white horse. And so there is a very interesting oxymoron. It's like you want to go the spiritual path, but the human path is important as well, and the white horse is jumping over her. And it's almost like you don't want to become a Libra energy, or that's Libra energy, like I said, has like become now the ghost dance, right? The number 22, because usually Libra is the number 11. Now here it's the number 8. And so something here is telling you that now with the 3 of Swords, right, that 3 and 7 again creates a 10. So you have a 10-10 portal next to it, and the Saturn in Libra is that painful moment where you are in a grieving place, but it's just in your head. It's not really actually there anymore, but something here is telling you you gotta come out of it, right? Because it's this really deep sorrow that is holding you prisoner. But on the position of the Caballero de Oros comes the 3 of Pentacles, which is Mars in Capricorn, and Capricorn is also an earth sign, and is giving you now the building block to build something new. It's almost like to get away from this mental torment. Take action in the finances, take action in the way you work, take action in the way you see your calling, the calling of the way you work, right? It's almost like you are wanting to build something new, and so you get away from the 3 of Swords, from, right, what Libra maybe has done to you. Maybe there was a Libra that has done something to you that is ghosting you, and it is though creating a new opportunity for you to become now truly successful in a way that you can overcome this painful situation and become now more active in the way you want to do your spiritual path and also the financial path, right? Because then on the position of the Hermit comes the 4 of Cups. And the 4 of Cups is Moon in Cancer, and we just had a new Moon in Cancer, and I think that new Moon in Cancer brought you into a position of like despair, because you have 3 cups here. And this is very interesting because this is the number 9, so you have a 3-3-3 portal, but you get an extra cup. It's almost like someone is tipping you and saying, hey, don't despair, right? Don't be sad. Don't be in that situation where you think you cannot handle this anymore. You get an extra cup. Are you taking it? Because the 9, right, where all the 3 fits in, the 3 of Swords, the 3 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups, right? It's the physical, the material world, the money, and the mental world, and the emotional world, right? That is knocking, and now you're getting an extra cup. That cup is for you, is your self-love, and calculated together, the 9 and the 4 is the 13. 13 is Scorpio, is the death, is the transformation, and what's left is 4. So the 4 is then bringing you a new stability to you, but you gotta recognize that, you gotta see that. And so here we have when Moon in Cancer, and 2 times you get a reading now with Cancer, right? You had last time Cancer Sun as well. Now you get Cancer Sun at the end. You had at the beginning and at the end now twice a reading with Cancer, the success of how you handle love, the success how you want to use your third eye to go into the 7th chakra is up to you. And now you are here being challenged to handle your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional health, because you're getting one more cup. And so that one more cup on the position of the moon, which is opposite of you, comes the caterpillar. And the caterpillar is that osmosis, is that I am stepping out, a 4-4 portal coming here to you, because the 18, the 1 and the 8, right, is saying, well, magic, right? Magic with the ghost dance that you had left behind. And the 8 of the Libra energy that is actually saying, well, here on the foolish idea came Libra and told you to jump over the ghost dance and to jump into the new aeon, into the new, or the spirit of the primal fire, the last judgment, right, always called. The new aeon, though, is here the 1 and the 8, right? And then calculated together, this is a 9 as well, right? So the 9 and the 4 again is a 13. Again, the big transformation is now that you coming out of that, and the 4 is left. And so the moon is here, the background of Manhattan, is that transformation, is that deliverance out again into a new state of consciousness that you want to embody, and you're not anymore in this feeling of like despair, the physicalness. You are having now connected with the spirit. You finding a new opportunity through the moon, right? Again here with Cancer in the sun, giving you Cancer sun, Virgo moon twice, the opportunity to transform yourself, to shift, and to come out of whatever funk you are in, because how you get out is through the sun, through the enlightenment of the sun, which is in Cancer. Cancer is giving you 28, and the 28 creates a 10. The 2 and the 8 is helping you to see that you are coming out of whatever difficulty you are in. And the 2 and the 8 again is a 10, and the 19 of the sun is also a 10. A 10, 10 makes a 20, and the 20 was here, the last judgment. If you step out, if you uplift, if you come out of this funk, if you transform, then you can dance again, you can enjoy yourself again, and you can then recognize that everything comes and goes, but you, what you experience deep within you, doesn't come and go. And so the sun god Apollo is literally pushing you and saying, well, then start dancing, start enjoying after this transformation. You're getting again into a 10. And so here the 10 portal is helping you to uplift through the sun, through the second reading today, that you can do it. You can transform, right? You really can transform yourself and change, because on the position of the world comes the Hierophant, comes the spiritual path, that you want to overcome here this attachment to the world with the 3 graces, right, are connected here with belief, love, and hope. And it's connected through Salvador Dali with the painting of the resolution of contradictions, because he used the 3 graces out of the painting of the decision Paris took which one of the 3 goddesses is the most beautiful one, and he chose Aphrodite, and Aphrodite was the one that promised him the most beautiful woman in the world, which was Helena. And so you see that the 3 and the 5 here creates an 8, and it's leading back to this 8, right? The 8 as the position of Libra in the Visconti Sforza Tarot. And it's almost like there is history talking to you, because remember Bernardo Visconti, who was like a warrior, and now he is challenged to actually choose maybe the love, right? Choose really that which you have understood as that's what Cancer wants to tell you. Love is important. Follow your heart, follow your emotions, because otherwise you're just trapped in this world and you don't recognize really that the 5 senses are traps as well. But here with the 3 and the 5 you have the 8, the infinity, that love is the only energy worth fighting for, right? And it's like, that's, I think, why here the 8 is coming up with the Justice. It's maybe not even her, it's just, it's worth to jump into the ghost dance. It's worth to liberate yourself. It's worth to see that everything has one energy, and that is in the end love. And so here you are looking with the 5 senses at Libra, at the white horse that is jumping over her, and you're taking that path forward into the human world. But you also know that you always connected with the spiritual world, right? It's the 6 here inside that bursts and is giving you the understanding that money, which the coin is not in here, is not the happiness that you get. It's like the emotional consciousness and the emotional connection that we have with other people, the joy that we have with other people. And so the teaching continues. The teaching of the Hierophant, the message of the Hierophant is coming down and is saying, well, recognize who you truly are. You are free, you are liberated, you are pure consciousness in action. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because then the Earth has turned in such a way that we see behind the Sun the constellation Leo. Leo is not here. Leo has not come up, and nevertheless you are taking the next step into the power of self-love. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.